everyone, we are Geeks Not Nerds. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
Vince!
Yes!
Today we're going to talk about ourselves. We're going to be all like full of ourselves like that and talk about ourselves.
But not just us about ourselves. It's one about the other.
True, exactly. And don't get excited. We're not going to suddenly spill a bunch of personal information. What we're going to do instead is we're going to reveal who each of us thinks the other person is most like in comic books.
In comic books?
Yes. So what comic book character is Vince most like, and what comic book character is Captain Logan most like? And we're going to tell you what we think about each other, and I don't know, we'd love to hear from you as well. So, Vince... who should start on this?
I'll start.
You want to start? Okay. All right. I'm worried. I'm
going to say a very particular kind of Batman. Campy Batman.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You pegged me for campy Batman?
Campy Batman.
What? I'm like Adam West Batman?
Yeah.
That's not fair at all.
Well, look at
Why am I Adam West? Why? Why?
Because you have ridiculous amounts of energy. You're just a little goofy.
I completely disagree.
And I could just see him in his regular life going, what to do next? Something like that.
I kind of do that, is the thing.
See, that's my point.
Wow, that's actually, that's not bad. I hate to admit that, but that's not bad.
Also, he's imaginative, and campy Batman is nothing if not ridiculously creative. What am I going to put in my utility belt? I know, shark repellent.
That's true. It's Christmas. How about eggnog pellets?
So yeah, there's my answer.
See, what's funny about that is that is that immediately I was like, oh no, that's not fair. But then there's like a part of me that always liked the idea of being the Tick. Like if I was bigger and like, you know what I mean? And the Tick is certainly like campy Batman-esque, so I guess that makes sense.
I'm going to get ripped, and I'll be the Tick for you.
And I'll just feed you dialogue.
Say this. Thank you, campy Batman.
I'll knock you over and you'll be like, gravity is a harsh mistress.
You know what would be funny?
Yes, I do.
You were to put on an Adam West costume, and I'd wear a Burt Ward costume.
That'd be the best idea ever.
Like, dang, Robin, would you get on steroids? Yep.
Let's go kill everybody. And the running gag would be that people constantly mistook you for Bane. I'm not Bane, I'm Robin!
I'm Rob Bane! Ugh.
Well, Vince, I went a similar direction with you, in fact. Well, no, not really.
He's like, you're campy Batman, too!
No, but I picked kind of a funny, more jokey kind of character for you also, because you're kind of, you know, you're a funny guy, you're a loose kind of guy. Vince is the kind of person who definitely uses humor to kind of solve his problems. I pegged you as Foggy Nelson.
Okay.
That's kind of where I went. Now, granted, Foggy Nelson. Well, I mean, obviously, I don't think either of us are really thinking too much about physicality on this because
no, not really.
I don't really look like campy Batman. Campy Batman, a trademark. You know, you I think maybe looked a little bit more like Foggy Nelson before you started losing weight and getting ripped, but.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Foggy Nelson certainly doesn't strike me as the kind of person that works out a lot and that sort of thing.
No.
But I don't know, like, you know, we're partners, and you're kind of the funny guy in the duo, kind of.
Yeah, he's not funny at all.
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate. I'm unfunny, campy Batman.
It's like better use that shark repellent now. Oh, good, it worked.
Wait, what do you think of that though? Like is that insulting to you that I thought of that?
No.
I mean, Foggy Nelson isn't exactly like the worst person to be. Like he's someone to maybe kind of look up to and respect. I mean, you know, he's nice to people. He has integrity. You know.
I mean, there's been different kinds of different characterizations for Foggy Nelson, and
that's
the way
absolutely
I've seen
true.
It. So I like the whole John Favreau type of Foggy because he's a wisecracking type of guy. Mm-hmm. He's you know, generally useful. And that's nice in comparison to some of the comic book continuities that I've seen, where he's this like horribly inept, desperately needing daredevil to get him by.
Yeah, that's true, and that's not always that's not the direction I was thinking when I thought of that. But I certainly was thinking more the Favreau version.
Yeah, the movie continuity. He's a very practical guy.
The movie continuity, the continuity of the one film.
Yeah. Well, they're going to link them all together and make the Daredevil X Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but they're going to reboot it first.
Fantastic X Four Devil. That was creepy.
Well, thanks a lot for watching Geeks Not Superhero Rewind the podcast.
I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Campy Batman.
I'm Foggy Nelson.
I don't know, how do you see yourself? Like, is there any character that you immediately, connect yourself with?
It used to be the Thing.
Yeah. Well, and I think maybe more so now, just because you got kind of more of the strong guy thing going on. But
that's true.
Not that you have everything in common with him. I mean, I don't think you were ever hit by cosmic rays or anything. But
the Thing I think kind of appeals to geeks on a certain level, where the Thing was always kind of an outsider. Even though he was a part of a community, he didn't necessarily feel like he belonged anywhere, and I think that just appeals to the geek in a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, now that we have our geekdom being intrusive into the mainstream popular culture, that's not necessarily the case anymore. So that's why I say I used to say the Thing, because it was an immediate leap for me.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that I always thought I'd like to be that person, but then you think more about it and you really wouldn't. And this is maybe a conversation for another time, but it's interesting. Where you think, and actually this was a topic on the website in the forums, and there were a lot of people who were like, I'd like to be Batman, I'd like to be Daredevil, and I thought about that, and I was like, but would you really?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you really want that tragic past? Do you really want that crappy childhood? Who would you really want to be? When I thought about that, I was like, what characters would I actually want to be? I started thinking about characters that I'm actually not a big fan of, and it's interesting because I think the deal is I don't enjoy reading them because they don't have enough internal conflict, but I'd like to be them because they don't have that internal conflict. So I want to be the Flash. That'd be really... I don't love reading The Flash all that much. I'm not a huge Flash fan, but I think being the Flash would be 12 times cooler than being that tragic, running from the law kind of character. You love the Punisher. You wouldn't want to be the Punisher.
No.
Not at all.
I'd want to be Superman. Reason being, Lex Luthor wants to be Superman. I figure if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me.
That's hilarious. See, I don't think I ultimately would actually want to be like any supervillains either, just for the obvious.
True.
I guess the idea of being, I'm evil and I don't have to think about it is sort of maybe appealing on a twisted kind of level where you're I've just decided to be evil. It sounds fun, but like Dr. Doom. I'm going to rule my own... I want to take over the world. There's no law against wanting to take over the world.
Well, being Dr. Doom wouldn't be too bad.
No, I don't think it would either. You're king of your own country.
Yeah. He seems to never get really injured. He's just... His only downfall is that he wants too much.
That's true. Well, this topic was sort of us just self-indulging a little bit, so thanks for bearing with us. But if there's somebody you think Vince or I is a lot like, put that in the comments, and tell us who you think you're like, and maybe other folks and have watched on YouTube. It'd be interesting to see who people think maybe some of our YouTube friends are like Eric and Review Spot, Manos, Duke. Mini Kojib. Who's Mini Kojib like? I don't know what are you going to say.
Oh, maybe it's offensive. I was going to be like somebody who's English.
Anyway, also if you have something you'd like us to talk about in a future video, leave that in the comments as well. And if you're ever in the Kansas City area, check out Pop Culture ComiX on 87th Street in Overland Park, Kansas, and tell them that we sent you, and you're going to get a 10% off on your comics and your trades. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Foggy Nelson. Reminding you to support your local comic book store.
I'm sorry, I'm Campy Batman. Thanks for watching.